And this issue became of an interest to me. So I went into my Society for Spiritual and Paranormal Research on Yahoo. And I got a what I thought was a real interesting posting from one of my associates. His name is Richard Knight, and I wanted to read it to you. It's called God is Love. And this is a quote from me. God does not have human emotions, per Chuck Bezio. Now this is the text from Richard Knight. Simply tell people that God is love, not just the emotion, but the state of being. The love is unconditional and full of compassion and understanding, similar to what a father's would be without any bias or prejudice. Does God have all human emotions? No. He does not have to, as he is all-knowing and gains a feedback from the experience of all his creations. This is the whole purpose of life here for both our evolvement as individuals and to share the human experience with our creators. True love is beyond mortal understanding, as we can only relate to what we experience here on earth. Love by and from the divine is just beyond the normal human understanding, other than to equate it with peace, bliss, tranquility, which you will notice are all states of being and are not emotions alone. God's love is profound and without condition, all accepting regardless of what we do or don't do. You cannot limit a God by attempting to make them a man or a woman, for they are limitless in their wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, infinite beyond life and death as we experience it. They are not bound by mortal rules, emotions, cause and effect, and are in reality the energy and vibration of love in its purest form. It is easy to understand man's need to make God a human in order to attempt to understand where he came from, but it is an illusion for sure. Once we return to our purest spiritual form, we will know and understand our creators much better. Spiritual love is beyond the reach of mere emotions. It is timeless and all-encompassing, by Richard Knight. So what do you think of that?
Basically what he's saying, God is love. You can't give human emotions to God, but what he's saying is that it's not that he has the emotion, that he is the emotion. He is the power and the understanding and the compassion and all that we feel as individual senses, all that we have as individual emotions, that is the essence of God.
I took it away as almost we're God's eyes, ears, nose. We feel for God, we see for God, we taste for God, we are God's senses.
Yeah, the only thing that I have with that is if God created us, we know God created us. And it states in several different books, especially the Bible, that God created us in his own image. Now, if God creating us in his own image, why would he give us emotions if he didn't have them?
I don't think that he is saying that he doesn't have them. I think he is saying that he has them, but there's no need for them, since God, and we're talking about God as being God the Father and God the Mother now, but God is beyond simple human emotions. The emotions are here to help us experience our incarnation here in life, but they're beyond that because they know the bigger picture. So the point that this all was brought up was the discussion on heaven and hell, and I said God didn't have human emotions, is God isn't going to get mad at you because you made a mistake. God knew.
That you were going to make that mistake before you made it.
Yes. And He knew that that mistake was going to happen in order for the bigger piece of the puzzle. You know, if your
Everything you do in this life has a ripple effect.
Yeah.
And you have free will. And with this free will, and when you use it, and with your life and how you live it, depends on how the consequences or the circumstances of your actions will turn out. But you really have to fall on your face first in order to find out exactly where it's going.
I like to think of each individual life as one piece of a puzzle. And when you're just one piece of an individual puzzle, there's no way you see the broader picture.
There's no way you can see the ripple effect
Of how, when your piece
action
is set into that puzzle, on how exactly that one piece, which doesn't look significant in the universe, will bring the universe together.
That one smile, that one hello, that one good morning, that one hug, that one,
Going above, and
car
beyond,
rage,
and
that
ignoring
one
it.
flipping somebody off. All of those are choices that you make, and there are consequences to those choices. And it all has a ripple effect like a pebble in water. And depending on whether you are making good choices or bad choices, they all affect your surroundings. And then they continue to affect those that were affected. And then those people continue to affect those that were affected. And those people are continued to be affected from those people that were affected. So you need to really be careful with your choices. You really want to be a positive influence. Because from that one thing you did, from holding open a door, from saying good morning, from just being a happy smile or doing something nice for somebody else, that will ripple effect. And that ripple effect will go on.
A pebble in a pond. My grandmother once told me when I was a new parent and I was afraid of my daughter falling down and getting cuts and scrapes and bruises and bumps. She told me those are knowledge bumps. She told me that it is much better for her to learn when she is younger, the rights and the wrongs.
To learn now while she's
Yes.
safe, while she's got somebody
Yes.
around her to care
But
for her.
I need to prevent any traumatic injuries, but I need to allow her to experience life for herself. What is safe, what is not safe, what hot actually means. I could tell her no matter how many times I tell her. Hot means burn, ouch, don't touch.
But unless
She still walk up to the stove and
experience
touch it and has to feel it. And that's what our incarnations in life is. We need to feel that hot stove. God can tell us, God can show us, but until we experience it for ourselves, we don't know it.
yeah, we cannot fully comprehend exactly what is being done or what's being said or what's going on until we fully experience it for ourselves.
So that one conversation I had with my grandmother many years ago, bless her soul, has brought me to the conclusion that a toddler has their knowledge bumps. But that explains a lot of life. We need to get our knowledge bumps. We are going to make mistakes. And